17th of the 10th, 17th of October 2025. Now, some people say that we're in the decline of society, and some people say society is falling apart. It's not. It's already fallen apart. We're in it. It's collapsed all around us, all bad. And especially for Sydney, Australia, and the inner west. My goodness. You've got the newer generation that has now come up, the newer generation, and they will not do it like we did, like Generation X did it. They have no clue. Maybe 4% of them have a clue. There is a huge problem in Sydney, a huge problem. Those Lime bikes and the Uber Eats, the Pakistani and the Indian people who are on them, those individuals, and some Asian ones as well. They don't respect the roads. They don't respect anything. They weave in and around, they weave around cars. They go through red lights. It's an exhausting subject. It's to bringing awareness to people, People are fucked in the head. People are idiots. People are docile. People are bastards, and people are bitches. And they've hardwired themselves into being lazy. They pick up their phone, they tap their app, and then they get their food delivered to them 3 hours later by a Pakistani or an Indian guy who goes. I've seen these interactions. I've watched them turn up to buildings, to apartment buildings. The person opens the door, they're on their phone. The Uber Eats person goes, not a word is shared, which is ironic, sad, tragic. The whole thing is tragic. And infrastructure of Sydney is changing. The outer and inner west, this new metro train line network, it's an abomination. We never needed it. We've had a perfectly good train system. We've had a perfectly good train system in Sydney, Australia for the last 30 years, right? Actually, since the 80s, and there's been a couple of extensions put onto it in the zeros, I believe, in the zeros. We don't need a multi-million, $500 million train network. We never did. We never did. And it's appalling. It's deplorable. I tell you, the one at Canterbury Station, what have they done? I see 20 of them there sometimes, 20 of them there. I've been meaning to go down there and film it. I've been meaning to go there and film it, and I just keep not getting around to it. There'll be 20 of them there, and one will have a shovel in his hand, two will be watching him, one will have a broom in his hand but not doing anything, one will be holding a piece of paper, a couple of others will be talking, there'll be two people doing work. And the work they're doing, I get it, they want to make some brickwork on the old post office there. It's all tragic, that's what it is, all tragic. How to make things unattractive. and oh, but it's, it's society collapsed, where it's screaming kids. There's a private house behind us, and this family has just moved in, and they've got this 4 and 5-year-old, and the 4 and 5-year-old, they'll be screaming, they'll be yelling at their father. He'll say something back at them. They're being given too much sugar. People need to stop breeding. But the number one reason that people have for having kids must carry on the family name. So if a bastard and a bitch get together and they have a little bastard or a little bitch, and because must carry on the family name. Yes, a society of nasty people, of imbeciles, of preppy-like people. I mean, what are they going to contribute to society? Because the universe is exploring, the simulation matrix is exploring all of its options, and the number one reason people have kids for, so that their kids can eventually do that as well. So it's partial to do with, I want to hand this down to my son. I want to show my daughter these things. I want to show him how to do this. I want him to inherit this and inherit that. Whenever I see a baby now, I'm like, oh, you went into the light. You went into the false light. You went into the light and you got coerced into returning here to earth because your mother and father were hardwired into a religious system. You were indoctrinated into that. You never questioned it. You adopted that as well. And throughout your life, you never questioned it, never asked questions. And when someone becomes deceased, when they cross over, they go into the light. They're met by certain relatives, close friends, and then they say, you've got to have your life reviewed. Now, you didn't do so well in this area. You didn't do well here. You didn't do well here. You didn't do well with your interaction with that person. And so you've got to go back. You've got to go back to correct the karma. You've got to go back to fix the karma. 99% of people in society who are hardwired to traditional ways, to traditional beliefs. They never question them. They never question them. I asked you a question. One flew before his nest. People go through life hardwired to church, religion, the false God, the God of this matrix, and hardwired. We are hardwired loose, kept in here by the archons. And I'm observing society all the time. I'm watching people when I go out, when I go to get groceries. Oh, that's another thing. When I go to get groceries, I never see anybody else carrying groceries. And I figure they're either going to another suburb to get groceries, or they're driving there and they never walk back with groceries. I walk back. Cardiovascular activity. my exercise. I'm the only one that does it. I know that because I never see anybody else carrying groceries back. I'm the only one that does it. I observe people in Aldi and Woolworths right now, now, people, it's like they're drugged out on something. They're like this, they're like, they wouldn't know what day it was, they wouldn't know what colour the sky was, half them. All of you would go to Walk the Light and get reincarnated. All of you would do that. You either hardwired your religion, or you just don't have one, and you don't really think about death too much, and therefore you just automatically go to the light. You'd go to the life review, you'd say, oh, yeah, okay, I'll go back. I look at these people and I notice 99% of people that I see in this area here, it's a loosh farm, and it's also a society collapsed, society on their mobile phones. 90% of the time I don't take my mobile with me when I go out. And I see all the younger generation of people who they breed to carry on the family name, and so that person can eventually that person can eventually do it. And on the Discovery Channel, the Discovery Channel, that's the number one reason. Like, a bastard and a bitch will breed. Do they know they're a bastard? Do they know they're a bitch? And in regard to that, I've met a few arseholes in my time. I've lived next door to a couple of arseholes. But who's in that regard? Who's worse in that regard? Women are far worse. Bitches are far worse than bastards, than arseholes. Far worse. And Uber Eats people, these Pakistani and Indian, Asian danger to the street, and they're obnoxious. And they don't obey the road rules. We need to get them off our roads. And how we do that, stop using the app. Get off your lazy ass and go down to Woolworths, go to Aldi, get your groceries and walk them home. It'll do you some good. You'll get some oxygen. You'll have some cardiovascular activity. And society has collapsed. When I look around at where I live, it's like grey in the sense of people don't think, they're unaware, they're really like this, they're completely out of it. They've never questioned their traditional beliefs that were indoctrinated into them from childhood, and even their grandparents were hardwired to a religion or belief